Hello everyone, all my 4 followers. This is just a short video. Sorry if it's not as upbeat or as informative as usual, but if you follow games and reviews and that kind of thing, you probably heard today that 1UP is no more. Bit of history. 1UP was a website run by Ziff Davis Media, who produced the magazine EGM. Now, magazine's folded. They closed down EGM. Then 1UP was bought by another company, Hearst Media. They ran it for a while, dragged it down. Then Hearst sold 1UP to IGN. 1UP was running an IGN. They were running out of the same building, producing similar content. And recently, Ziff Davis brought IGN, which brought 1UP. So now Ziff Davis owns IGN. IGN's 1UP's part of IGN, and now Ziff Davis is shutting down 1UP. Yeah, I don't know. 1UP means a lot to me. It was the first gaming website that I had. I kind of felt like I was involved. They had a really strong sense of community, especially with the podcast. They really focused on the personality of the people more than anywhere else. They're probably actually one of the first places out of any media to do supplemental podcasts of content. And it's gone. Lately it's just been a 4-man show with Jeremy Parrish, Jose Otero, Bob Mackey and Marty Slieber. They were still producing good stuff. Big fan of mine would be what Bob Mackey was doing with the Retronauts podcast. Always enjoyed that. It's been a bit hit and miss lately. Well, the shows have all been good, but it's been not on a regular basis. But yeah, 1UP, gone. No more, along with Gamespy and Yu-Gi-Oh! Ziff Davis, who brought IGN, are trying to streamline it. They're ditching everything. They're ditching their gaming pro league, and they're sticking with just IGN and Ask Men, which is some kind of men's magazine bull. But yeah, it makes me wonder. As you probably know, I've been producing content as best as I can and shoving it on my IGN, but I'm kind of a bit hesitant about doing that. Now, I know the stuff I write is probably not that amazing, but I do put a lot of work into it. I'm a bit hesitant about shoving it on my IGN, just because I know it's going a bit too deep. I still have access to the content, but I just don't really want to have it tied to something. Ziff Davis destroys everything. They were the original founders of Tech TV, but got rid of that. They had some great stuff. I remember the web show DL TV. When I was studying at college, I always used to look forward to going home and watching that. It was really a highlight. And that got canned. They had Extreme Tech, which was a really hardcore tech-focused website. That got canned. They are trying to revive it a bit lately. Ziff Davis was recently just brought by another cloud computing company. And basically, from what I gather, the only big thing they've got now is PCMagazine.com, which isn't even a magazine. It's just using the branding of the magazine for a web portal. So, I don't know. I hope IGN does well. I guess streamlining can be something big. I wonder if they're going to cut back on the over-the-top video shows, like Up at Noon and what's that other one? Crazy Cheap Cool. They just seem very expensive to produce and very over the top. And to be honest, I don't think they get the numbers just based on YouTube hits that they deserve. Like, average Up at Noon gets about 50,000. It could be profitable at that rate, but it's a very expensive show to produce. I don't think people realise the magnitude of that kind of show. So I think IGN does need a streamlining. They do a lot of stuff, and I think if you're going to brand something as IGN, you should really try to hone in on focus. I don't know, it didn't make sense for IGN and 1UP to be owned by the same company producing very similar content. I know 1UP did a really great job of trying to differentiate itself and do something different, but I guess it wasn't enough. Sorry, I'm rambling on here. I'm not trying to make any sense. I'm really sad. I was actually posting content on 1UP well before I joined IGN. My IGN profile is coming up on 10 years old. But 1UP was such an amazing thing. It still is. Like, the content they were producing to the very end was good. All the podcasts, even if they were sporadical, was good. I think Retronauts is one of my favourite podcasts, and even back in the day with 1UP Yours and stuff, they all had such defined personalities. And I think that's really what 1UP was. It was personality. And I think it was enough variety. I think with IGN, everyone's the same. Not so much in there, they've got the same perspective, the same everything, but everyone's the same level. Every single editor that has a public face is at the same level. But the way 1UP was back in the day, there was such a strong variety. Anyway, I mean, I've been trying to freelance stuff and try to write more about video games and all that kind of thing. I realise that's a dream for a lot of people, but I'm really getting hesitant about that. I'm thinking I might have to do something else or try to get another job at the supermarket. No, I'll be okay. But it seems media's changing. I mean, look at like that Sony conference and Nintendo Direct. I don't think companies need the media anymore. I don't think these big video game companies should warrant the media. I think outside of reviews, I don't know if it's viable. I don't know. Sorry this isn't more interesting, but 1UP's gone, Gamespy's gone. It's not good. It's got outbid on auction on PlayAsia, so. Thanks for watching. I will be doing more game failings. Up next is Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. Very interesting to see how that led into Skylanders, so stay tuned. I'll put that one up on my IGN, but I am looking for, I might just register a domain and shove content up there. I know I do get a lot of extra viewers from being part of my IGN, but just with this whole debacle lately, I know nothing's really changed, but it does make me think. I will miss 1UP so much. I visited 1UP every day. I'm not the kind of person to really contribute to a community. I realise that's probably what I could have done more, but long live 1UP. Long live 1UP. That's what I'll call this video. Long live 1UP. And IGN. And Gamespy. I hope they stick around. Anyway, if you got any comments, I mean, follow all the 1UP editors. We got a great following from back in the day. Thanks for watching. I'll do more video content. I'll do more stuff. I'll stick with my IGN for now times, but stuff might change in the future. I'm still going to try it. I think game filing, I'd want to get it to a bigger audience. I don't know how I can take that next step. I think it should be. I don't know. You read it. You tell me if retrospective things from this generation are worth it. Anyway, 1UP's no more. Very sad day. Sorry this video wasn't up to my usual lofty standards. Thanks for watching. I'll see you sometime in the future.